Sydney Sweeney has good genes. No. Sydney Sweeney, the movie star or whatever TV show person, is now enraging MAGA. What? So here's the story. She did a jeans ad. If you didn't hear about it, American Eagle, and they thought it'd be cute to do a jeans pun to say she has good genes like her pants, that American Eagle, but also genes like genetics. And then what caused the problem was that the jeans she had on had a big swastika on them. And so people took that to mean like, that seems a little bit problematic. Is like a big swastika and her name's Sydney Sweeney, SS. There were like a lot. No, I'm kidding. So I'm totally kidding. No, so her saying she had good genes made some random people on the internet go, oh, is she talking about being white? And is that like a white thing? But no one influential really cared until the right wing decided this was going to be their culture war. And so they made her their hero, that the left was trying to take her down. And if you look at social media trends, the significance of this being a story was very minimal until the right wing made it another example of the woke mob hating a beautiful actress just because she's beautiful and white, was their argument. We've covered that all before. But here's where it gets interesting. She now made MAGA upset, and now they believe that she's abandoned their cause. I'll get to that in a second, but to fill you in, initially, she didn't speak out very clearly on this culture war nonsense, but instead gave this response when she was asked about it.
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised by the reaction?
I did a jean ad. I mean,
so I came out and said, guys, don't make it. Who cares? Who cares about this ad? I don't. I've done 5 stories on it. Whoops. It's just funny to talk about. But then I criticized how when they don't have anything substantive to talk about, because all the main stories around Trump are terrible, that Fox News and the right-wing outlets like to invent these culture wars. The left is melting down over Sydney Sweeney. And so I think you could even say I was being defensive of her, going, don't. As much as the story to me was more about right-wing media weaponizing it for a distractive element, to the extent left-wingers were making a deal of it, I told them to quit it. I said, cut it out. And so I thought, that I didn't have any problem with her. And then I saw that clip and it made me so mad. I don't know why. I did a jean ad. Okay, shit. What? I know. She did nothing wrong in that clip. I'm just like, what? Why? What? It felt like I don't know why. No, I'm just being silly.
The reaction definitely was a surprise, but
I like jeans.
It was, I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
I don't know what okay. So it doesn't matter. It's dumb. People were being dumb. It all was dumb. There's no biggie. I think, again, I was just upset at her for how much the right, I was going to say a different phrase, use this story. I was going to say they kept milking this story, which is a common phrase. But if you remember how they were doing so, that kind of has a weird double meaning. I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying they were really trying to get every bit of juice out of this story. And I was like so annoyed because it represents how our political discourse doesn't talk about the meaningful policy, but instead the latest culture war. And I think I directed that irritation at her instead of MAGA media. Okay, so then you had this.
I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
We're going to get to how she made MAGA upset in a second. Okay, could you give me a second?
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer.
Do you like my jeans, Sydney? Do you like my jeans? I have jeans on. Okay. So there's that. Then she, I guess, thought that her silence, because every time she was asked, she's like, I'm not really going to dress it. I just like jeans. And which was fine. I didn't care. I don't care. See, this is the face of someone who doesn't care. 5 minutes in. But this is what started the now steamroll in the other direction. Snowball. Which was, she felt like she shouldn't be silent anymore. Speaking to people, she said, I was honestly surprised by the reaction. I did it because I love jeans and I love the brand. I don't support... Okay. I like... Why do you have to say that every time? Okay, you were in a jeans ad. We get it. Nobody cares. People care. I don't support the views. Some people chose to connect to the campaign. Many have assigned motives and labels to me that just aren't true. So what she's saying is the views of her being like a right-winger and Trump saying... beautiful women are Republican or something, that maybe was too many assumptions were being made about what she believed based on that ad. Anyone who knows me knows that I've tried to bring people together. I'm against hate and divisiveness. In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press, but recently I've come to realize that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the divide, not closed it. Your silence was complicity. In what? So I hope this new year brings more focus on what connects us instead of what divides us. So that was her ChatGPT response. And then this is where it started. MAGA was like, no, she's backing down and saying, I'm not connected to the views y'all thought I was. So then people like Jack Psobiek said, I warned that there was a massive rug pull going on with Sydney Sweeney. They're making her the new face of feminism. I don't know who they are, but she's starring in the adaptation of one of the most anti-male and anti-marriage books ever made. The Housemaid is Radio Rwanda for women. So I guess it's a movie, an adaptation of this book, The Housemaid, and it's pro-feminism, he thinks. This is a MAGA guy, big MAGA guy, Jack Psobiek. And there, I guess, is the movie that's getting made. And so they feel like now she's saying she's not going to be silent and that she's not connected to the views, MAGA, that people thought that she was. And she's in some woke girls should have rights sort of film. No, I don't know what the movie is, but I feel like it's from The Housemaid. Can I guess? It's like women who are in a more impressive environment and then they get out and then maybe they have like a relationship. I don't know. The cover seemed suggestive. So with all that being said, look at some of these comments under that guy's post. Because here was the right-wing outlet saying, Sydney Sweeney now expresses regret for silence over jeans ad, says she's against hate while promoting new feminist movie. So then they feel betrayed. It's like, this is what happens when you make things left and right, but the right does it better than anyone. When you create narratives that are not even based on anything. Like, you created a narrative that Sydney Sweeney was going to be the Hollywood exemplification of MAGA. It was going to be this beautiful movie star who likes jeans, who is blonde and blue-eyed and loves her Aryanness and is, proud of being not a feminist, I guess they were hoping, and that she crushes the woke libs. You created this whole thing in your head of a culture war that was being fought on the Sweeney lines that really wasn't happening. So then, of course, you're going to get let down when it doesn't exactly go the way you imagined in your imagination, which is where imagining happens, how it was going to go. So then here's some of the reactions from accounts under Jack Psobiek's post. If she goes woke, we move on. I'm sure she's devastated. Bitcoin Rosary is the account. I'm sure Sweeney's devastated. You're moving on. John Kimball. Yeah, kind of figured as much when I heard that her boyfriend was a Jew. Whoa, what the heck? Still, her ad was the first time I've heard positive mainstream view of whites' jeans since the Jews won World War II and pushed the civil rights legislation through. It's a step in the right direction. So You see what I mean? This is a random account. I'm not trying to say this is MAGA. We'll probably title it MAGA Goes Berserk, but Jack Posobiec is well known, so that's why we get to say that. And he is mad. But then some of his followers are just randos, so I'm not saying he's representative of anything, but like, when I say the left, don't make a big deal of this, don't be ridiculous, that's important. But at the same time, it's pretty wild to think what some people were reading into the ad. You or I watched it when, okay, like a silly pun, whatever. Oh, she's pretty and she likes jeans, so they're going to merge those two together. Cool. Some people were watching it and seeing the swastikas. Like, I thought that was ridiculous for anyone to assume that it would be perceived as a dog whistle. I thought that was insane. It's an ad. It's a jeans. She's pretty, so it's like good genes in that sense and good genes in the jeans sense. Cool. But this guy's kind of proving a little bit of the what I thought were less rational people on the left saying that there was a dog whistle, because at least he heard a whistle. He heard a whistle. I don't know if she was the one doing the whistle, but he heard it. He's saying, is your takeaway from World War II is that the Jews won? What are you even talking about, you freak? And then, first positive mainstream view of whites' genes since World War II. Okay, first of all, you spelled genes the pants way instead of the genetics way. All right, why are you doing the pun too? Aren't you making a serious point? But secondarily, can you stop with the victimhood? Can you stop? Can people stop it, please? I am white. Play the applause. No. I am white, and I grew up in an environment where I properly learned, okay, all the things they think are trying to force white guilt on people. I learned all of the history of, what do they say, of slavery, I learned that Hitler did bad things. I learned it all. That Hitler was wanting a master race and it was whites. I learned it. And I never was like, oh, so that means it's bad that I'm white. So stop being a bitch. Grow up. You can understand, because what he's saying is that World War II gave them justification to shame white people for being white because there was a white, genocide on behalf of an ideology linked to whiteness. And it's like, grow up, you weak people. If you're white, cool. If you're not, cool. Guess I have to say just so it's not clipped. But you know what I mean? They try to make this thing of like, no one lets you be white anymore. The wokesters hate you. No, they don't. Shh. And you just proved that you are representative of the very ideology that people then use as justification to shame people like you. Is saying you were worried that she wasn't going to be your icon because her boyfriend's Jewish. John. Oh, and then I was going to say, do you know how many times growing up, even in a woker world, since I'm sort of young, that I thought to myself, what? Like, especially when I was younger, there is so much white representation in media. So maybe there's some like cases of what are they of mermaids that got changed from being white or something. But there's so much positive white media where like our heroes and our characters and our sitcoms, there was so much protagonist white characters. I sound ridiculous saying this, but I'm just trying to prove John wrong here. So yeah, maybe people weren't going around specifically being like, my white genes are so good, because we want to be cautious of where that can lead. Of course, you can have good genetics in any race. So it's fine if you believe yourself or believe someone else who's white to have good genetics because of a bunch of different factors, just like someone of a different race. But the reason people aren't like, my white genes are good, is because it sounds a little Hitlery. So that's, people just don't like sounding Hitlery. Which is reasonable. But aside from that, don't act like there wasn't a positive mainstream view of whiteness. The white people were like in everything until 2 seconds ago. I mean, and there still are, but I'm saying like they wouldn't let other people into mainstream positive view for a very long time. And now, here and there, you're going to get a black fairy. What's the problem? Every commercial, you got biracials. You got biracials kissing each other. And I'm fine with it, Jack. Just like the gays. My dad said, Joey. He said, Joey. It's just two guys that love each other. But if you're gay, it's kind of, don't be, you like women though. All right. We're good with the gays, but but you like boobs, right? He said, Joey, the idea of America. You can be gay, straight, bye. Man, I really felt it that time. I actually felt some joy there. Then one of the other commenters said, are you kidding me? Where do we return the jeans? Who is this? Are you getting what? That feels You're mad that she's a feminist? Okay. Then Matthew said, this is why conservatives should back conservative actors like myself. He jumps in and he goes, this is why I should be the sex icon of MAGA. Look, this is why it should be me. All right, dude. And then one person understood and said, you're reading way too much into this. We don't need to be sensitive about everything. I agree Sydney's not the face of conservatism. Who really thought she was? But this was just a thriller, meaning the movie is just going to be a thriller. So that's the state of things. MAGA feels betrayed that Sydney is no longer their Aryan princess. I keep saying that. I'm not on that train. I'm not actually saying that that's what they all believe, okay? It's called humor. She's a Nazi. See, right? That's humor. I'm doing humor. I'm serious. She's not. She's great. She loves jeans. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. And if she wants to be a feminist, be a feminist. But you will never get my approval for being a bad friend to Zendaya. That I won't get over.